everybody, in today's video I'm going to show you how I painted this really cute portrait of my fur baby Kona. First time painting on a black canvas. I'll share my thoughts with you on that, good or bad. And I'm also trying out these really cool Pearl X powdered pigments. You can add them right into your oil paints to add a little sparkle. Who doesn't like a little sparkle? Alright, let's get to it. I'm starting my painting with the eye and then I'm going to build outwards from there. My oil painting palette's pretty simple: titanium white, Winsor yellow, yellow ochre, cadmium red light, quinacridone magenta, and ivory black. Welcome to my channel, Shelly J. Cox and SJC Sport Couture. This is where art meets fashion. I just discovered this powdered pigment by Pearl X. I'm going to be experimenting with the Super Copper and the Aztec Gold later on in the painting demo. If I like it, I'll have to find some more ways to add this into my other paintings. You can see here that I've made a few guide marks so I know where to start on the canvas. I have my reference photo set up on my computer screen and I have it zoomed in to be the actual size that matches what I want on my canvas. This way I can check with my proportions tool to see if the features are getting painted in the correct size. I have a tendency to tighten up and get small. This measuring keeps me on the right track. The light is coming in from the upper right with shadow falling onto the left. So as I move across the face, I'll need to get darker and more saturated in color. The fullest and most saturated color will happen just before the form turns into full shadow. So as you may know, I like to lay out my palette so that I have my lights at the bottom, mid values in the middle, and my darkest values at the top, and my pure pigments go along the edge. This helps me know which piles of paint that I can choose from as I move from the light to mid values and then into the darks and shadows. I pre-mix my palette before I start painting so that I will have most of the colors that I think I will need ready. But then there is some more mixing that happens as I paint. Even some mixing directly on the canvas if I lay a color down and then I see that it needs to be changed. Okay, moving along into the ear that's in shadow. I'm keeping my brush strokes fresh and slightly overlapping. When I paint fur, I like to use comber brushes. They make beautiful fur-like edges. Okay, starting to see her cute little face emerge now. I'm gonna just keep painting for a bit. Here you can see Kona has an apricot colored fur with white fur on her head and face. Here's a look at the reference photo that I took for the painting. I knew I wanted dramatic lighting, so I had Kona sit near a window while the rest of the room was dark. This is sometimes known as cave lighting. I'm not a great photographer. I know enough to usually get the shot that I want. I can then edit it in Photoshop to help me realize the composition and lighting that I see in my mind. I rarely copy my photo references completely. I use it as a guide. I always let the painter in me put down on the canvas what she feels is right for the painting, especially since I am the master of my painting. No photo reference is going to tell me what to paint, unless I let it. Alright, just kick back and get comfortable and watch me paint for a bit here. See here the horizontal guideline? By measuring Kona's head on the computer screen, I knew this line is where her body should start. So I'm confident that my proportions are correct. I don't want to run out of room as I move down, since I will need to fit in the stack of books that Kona is sitting on top of. So far, painting on the black, primed canvas has been a good experience. I like how the light paint really pops. It lends itself to the dramatic lighting situation very well. What I don't like is where the darkest areas are in the painting. It looks a bit flat, but I think once I varnish the painting, that will be resolved. The lost edges come easily on the shadow side, which I really like. Remember, it's a good idea to have a variety of edges in your painting. I'm still laying in a very deliberate brush stroke, one on top of the other or next to the other, as I continue painting. Okay, time for some detailed work on that cute little nose. I want the face to have the greatest detail and contrast, so that will be the focal point of the painting. Here's a look at my reference photo. Let's compare it to the painting as I continue to work. I'm just punching up some of the contrast, then I'll move on into the body. I'm using a larger comber brush now to get those nice fur edges, especially on the light side. Hey, if you're getting some value out of this video, please hit the thumbs up button to let me know. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos that I have planned. And let me know any suggestions of topics, video ideas, anything truly, for upcoming videos. Also, I'm wondering if anyone would like to see a paint-along video in real time. I'll take you along the painting journey from palette setup to planning the composition and how to start, all the way down to the last brush stroke. It would be a long video, so maybe it'll have to be a two-parter. Just let me know in the comments below. Okay, I'm going to paint some of the body here for a bit, and I'll check back with you soon. Okay, time to hit the books. Okay, Kona is sitting on a rather tall stack of antique books. Why is she sitting on top of the books, you're wondering? Well, it's not because she's smart, which she is, but it's really because Kona loves to be up high in the world. She wants to be at people level, not on the ground. She likes to be eye to eye. So to accomplish this idea in the painting, I wanted to have a composition that was unique, something I haven't seen before. And I love old books. And then I remembered people often use books to sit on or stand on to be taller. So that was it. I would place Kona on top of a stack of books. But not a regular well-balanced stack. That speaks to my personality more than Kona's. So I positioned the larger books at the top and the smaller ones below. I like the tension that creates. See the reference picture here? This is when Photoshop comes in handy to help me see my composition before I start painting. I had Kona's picture all ready to go, so once I knew I needed the stack of books, I put the stack in the same room with the same lighting and took some pictures. Then in Photoshop I played with the contrast and saturation. Placed Kona on top and there was my complete reference picture, just how I had envisioned it. Alright, just kick back and watch as I paint some of these books. Remember, the light is coming from the top right side of the painting, so as I move down, the stack of books will get darker. I'm trying out different tools to make some page lines. I ended up liking the stiff fan brush best. There are some metallic edges on some of the books that are really catching the light. Keep watching as I paint them. Some of the books have metallic pages, so the light is more saturated in color there. And this is also where I'm thinking that I will play with the Pearl X powdered pigments. I'll paint the books fully first, then come back in with a few metallic touches. Okay, made it to the bottom of the book stack. I can't wait to see the painting as a whole. Let me just finish this last book, then I'll get to those metallic bits. I'm going to mix the powdered pigment with a clear gel solvent, then apply it right on top of the wet paint. Ooh, yeah, that looks cool. I'll try not to get too carried away here. Okay, here it is. Kona looking so smart on top of her books. Alright, I couldn't resist adding some metallics to my signature. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.